to MzansiOz Diary, Justice Unmuted. In today's episode, we're going to Mzansi, South Africa. Yes. What if a South African deputy minister secretly met with a foreign operative and called for regime change by force? In this episode, we unpack the explosive what-if scenario, Andrew Whitfield's unauthorized trip to Washington, and the storm it could trigger if it crossed into treason. Yeah. I told you all. Oh, I'm so good. You know what? It could give me a hand up. I'm so good. I knew that DA was actually involved in this stuff. And they backtracked when they realized that the citizens of South Africa, they were seeing a backlash against this white genocide. And they realized that there was no support for the citizens, and everyone was against what they were doing. And now we're seeing the consequences of that. What I'm actually talking about exactly, I am talking about the trip that the now former Deputy Minister Andrew Whitfield took in early 2025. He traveled to Washington without cabinet approval. He traveled without a cabinet approval. Reports say he met with former Trump aides, U.S. lawmakers, and foreign police hawks. Right after that, within days, Donald Trump reignited the controversial white genocide narrative. DECO condemned the trip. President Ramaphosa later, we now know that he fired Whitfield. Now, DA is fuming, has given the ANC 48 hours to reverse the decision.
Alliance leader John Steenhuisen has responded to the axing of Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry Andrew Whitfield by President Ramaphosa today. The DA has also convened an urgent meeting of the party's federal executive for this afternoon. The presidency says the decision was made by President Cyril Ramaphosa in terms of Section 93(1) of the Constitution.
Whitfield subsequently wrote to the president to apologize if he had caused offense. Again, he received no response. Then yesterday, months after the incident, and without a further word on it, the president unilaterally removed a DA deputy minister without even giving his largest coalition partner an opportunity to discuss it with the member or his party.
Order, honourable members.
Now, according to the president's spokesperson, this move is not part of a broader reshuffle. And there can therefore be no other conclusion to be drawn that this is a calculated assault on the second largest party in the governing coalition. But
Order, honourable members.
What makes matters worse is that this unilateral action is a result and a product of a flagrant double standard. While a DA deputy minister is removed for not getting a response to seeking permission to travel, there are members in the cabinet who are implicated in the VBS scandal and looting. There are members in the cabinet. There are members in the
Order,
cabinet
honourable members.
who, despite apparently misleading Parliament over an attempt to deploy corrupt cadres to CETA boards, remains in the cabinet. Serial underperformers and people implicated in state capture continue to sit around the cabinet table. Now, instead of being summarily fired, like DM Whitfield was, these ministers get an opportunity to submit a report to the president on their behavior. In the past, even ministers who had serious public protector findings against them were merely admonished or had their pay docked. Yet a DA deputy minister is dismissed with the flimsiest of excuses. Are the people of South Africa expected to accept that fraudsters, corruption accused and Zondo accused are protected while Deputy Minister Andrew Whitfield is removed? But perhaps there's something even deeper at play here. Like all DA ministers and deputy ministers, contrary to what the Honourable Tambo said, Andrew Whitfield was succeeding in his job. He had opposed the attempt to make suspect appointments to the IDC board. He was raising uncomfortable questions about the Transformation Fund and the opportunities it provides for looting. And yes, he was asking the uncomfortable questions about the Lotto Tender Award. Now, given this flagrant double standard, one is left with no choice but to conclude that hard-working DA members of the executive are fired for fighting corruption, not for committing corruption. For being good at their jobs rather than incompetent. Now, if this situation is not corrected, it will go down as the greatest political mistake in modern South African history.
Oh, yeah. But what if in that meeting, Whitfield or another delegate made a formal request for regime change by force? Yep, we've had regime change a few days ago. Regime change, regime change, regime change. And we've seen what this regime change does. Okay? Now, what if they said the ANC could only be removed through non-democratic means, or hinted at military allies willing to flip? So that would take this form of political tension to criminal treason. You got it. Now, treason in South Africa. What is treason under South African law? Treason is defined as unlawful, intentional attempt to overthrow the government by violent means, not just criticizing the government, but advocating or organizing its removal by force. If Whitfield did that, especially in front of a foreign power, it could legally constitute treason. Maximum sentence, life imprisonment. So this is what if. Even if treason isn't approved, other crimes could apply: sedition, incitement to commit a crime, breach of executive ethics, foreign collusion. It also violated his oath of office and Executive Members Ethics Act. The fallout: disqualification from office. You are fired. Parliamentary crisis, and maybe the collapse of so-called fake government of national unity, and we call it government of national division. If Whitfield encouraged foreign powers to undermine South Africa's sovereignty, it's more than misconduct, it's betrayal. If any of these DA ministers, the VF Plus, all of them, they encouraged foreign powers to undermine South Africa's sovereignty, it's more than just misconduct, it's betrayal. And if Trump's white genocide campaign finds allies in South African politics, that's not foreign policy, that's destabilization of the government. So this is fictionalized what if, but really based on really probability. Very real tension. Somebody is fired. Somebody has no job. Do you believe foreign interference is at play here? Is South Africa's democracy being pulled apart from inside out? Let us know in the comments. And if you want legal opinion breakdown, check the pin linked below. Subscribe for unmuted justice, unfiltered truth, right here on MzansiOz Diary.